Okay guys, we are here back to continue our project. We will proceed here inserting people, some people in motion, and the building lighting effects. So we're going to start here with the building lighting. So I will create a new layer. I'll click here, and this new layer I will call lighting. So this lighting effect I will apply on my building. I have some lamps on the ceiling and some effects at the glass facades. So I will select my lamp areas using the Polygonal lasso tool. So here I'll make a zoom in with Alt key, and I'll make the selections with the Polygonal lasso tool. Here I'll close the polygon. Using the space bar I can drag my drawing and press Shift key to add selection. I'll make more selection here. Close the polygon. Once again I'll press Shift so I can add selection. Close the polygon. And here we have a thin lamp that is on this background. I'll press Shift to add selection. So I can select this area. It's not so easy. So I need to do a zoom in. Once again, press Shift. Draw the polygon. Space bar to move. Press Shift to add selection. Space bar again. Shift. And then I'll finish here. So now, using the Alt key, I can make the zoom out. And now I will apply the light effects. To do it, I will use the gradient tool. Selecting gradient, I'll choose a color, double click on the primary color. I'll select white. And I'm gonna use first the linear. You can use here this option, basics. We have a color and a transparent effect on the other side. So here, pressing Shift, I can make a straight line and apply some light effect. On the other parts, I'm going to use the radial effect, the radial gradient. So I'll apply some different effects. I can increase a little bit the opacity, and I'll apply this effect in some areas. Here I have these lamps at the background. So I click to do the gradient effects. It will be applied just inside my selected area, as you can see. So I have these lighting effects. Control D to deselect, and I have this effect on my picture. Turning off, you can see the difference. And now I can apply some light effects on the glass facade. So I will select with Polygonal lasso tool. I'll select the glass area, making this polygon. And here I will press Shift to add selection, to select the bottom facade. So I have this area selected, and first I can increase a little the brightness, so go into image adjustments, brightness and contrast. It is not allowing me to do it. Maybe I could select the layer 1. The layer 1 is the layer of my image, and I'll try to do it here. So I can apply directly on my original image. So apply a little bit of brightness, and I could apply some radial effects using a little bit of yellow color to simulate yellow lighting. So here I apply. It is too much strong. I can decrease the opacity and apply these effects. I could add the exposure as well, so go into adjustments, exposure. I could increase a little bit the exposure. You get lighter with some brightness, and the gamma correction will also turn this effect a little more realistic. I'll click OK and Ctrl D to deselect. So now I have these lighting effects. Some of them it was applied on the original image. And now I will insert some people. I will start inserting the man with suitcase. So here I drag the people 1 to my image. I'll press Enter, right click over the layer and rasterize layer. I will erase these other people, selecting using the rectangle marquee tool. I'll select and press delete, and I'll keep just this man with the suitcase, and now I'll drag him and I'll put it near the cars, and I will apply some movement, some motion effect to have this guy in motion. Here I have some areas that need to be corrected, so I'm gonna use the magic wand tool to select this white area, press delete, and here I click, delete, Ctrl D to deselect, and have some shadow here on the suitcase and on the shoes. I'm gonna use the Polygonal lasso tool to select these areas. And here below the luggage I can make this selection, and I'll close the polygon, press delete to erase, and Ctrl D to deselect. So now I have this man, and I will apply some motion effect. Before I'll just do the shadow. So press Alt to copy. We have this layer that was copied, and I will drag it under my layer, my main layer of the man. And here, double click to rename. I will type shadow. Ctrl U to use the shortcut to hue saturation. Decrease the lightness. Okay. Ctrl T to apply the free transform. But here you can see that some part of the neck of the guy was cut. So I need to fix it. One way of making it is just copying some part of the element. I have here the layer people 1. So here I could just selecting. I think I have just moved the head of the man. So I made some mistake in making this selection. I will select the move tool and position here the head. Control D to deselect. On the shadow, I need to fix it. I'll do the shadow again, so I will delete the layer and selecting again, pressing Alt. Now I can drag the layer under the main layer, double click, I will type again, shadow. So now Control U, decrease the lightness totally, it is right now. Control T to free transform. I can add it here. And I need to observe the direction of the shadows in my project to make the shadow of the man. I just put it here. And I'm gonna use the distort, so right click, distort, and moving the nodes. I can make a perspective effect. So I have a depth. I'll press Enter. You can decrease the opacity and apply some blur. So using the blur, I'll press caps lock to see the size of the tool. You have the strength, I'll increase a little bit, and pressing the mouse left button, you can apply this blurry into the shadow. So now I'm gonna do the motion effect. So I will select the guy, this layer, and we have many options to do it. I could apply the motion effect directly in this layer, but here I'm gonna use an option to copy. So Control J to duplicate the layer, and in this copy I will apply the effect, going to filter, blur, motion blur. We have here the motion blur, where I can define the angle of the motion effect to be applied. So if I put it vertical, you can see how the effect is changed. So I keep something like this direction, and have the distance of pixels. So how much more you increase the distance of pixels, the motion effect will be stronger. So apply something like this, 20 pixels, I think it is good. So press OK. And also I could select the main layer and decreasing the opacity, you could see the effect of motion being applied more intensively. So I'll keep the something like 80%, and I think it is a good effect. And also I could move this motion effect, selecting the layer and moving with the arrow on my keyboard. I could replace this effect and it gets more realistic. Okay guys, this was our lesson in this class. We will continue in the next class. Bye bye.